to Sin City. It's a capacity crowd of over 44,176 as the Vegas Devils take on one of the league's stalwart teams for week one, the Los Angeles Aztecs. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup, and joining me in the booth is a man who knows all about this crazy stuff, Eric Vincent. How you doing?
Great, Colin. Great to be in the broadcast booth with you, my friend. Looking forward to this matchup tonight. Vegas, as you said, the crowd here is absolutely hype, coming off of an away victory in week one. And man, what more can you say about the LA Aztecs? Had a championship game appearance just a season ago. Pretty handily beat the New York Lightning. We'll see how they respond here tonight on the road.
And Vegas on the return up the middle of the field and will get tackled down at the 28-yard line. And that's where proceedings for the Vegas offense will begin. Quarterback Nate Carson will drop the throw, fire, and it's incomplete. Looking for his intended receiver, but off the mark just a bit. As we go through the lineups, Eric, this is a Vegas team that's won 14-7 over San Diego, but the box score got some interesting nuggets.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Ethan Flowers is going to be the main weapon here for this offense, but Vegas' defense allowed a lot of yardage on the ground through the run game. That's going to be something to watch out for.
Zario Houston on that carry gets stopped. As you see, Michaela Forker is one of those players making her debut for Los Angeles. And, you know, there's Scotty Scruggs, CJ Parrish in the middle, and Rain Rie also making his debut, along with Michael Woods there back free safety.
I really like this defense, Colin. I really like this defense. Those linebackers, Scotty Scruggs, CJ Parrish, Foraker in the middle. It's going to be great.
Throw down the middle. Oh, it's almost caught into double coverage as Carson's pass on 3rd and long ultimately falls short. And that will be a 3-and-out early for Vegas. Not the greatest of starts in the world there.
No. Like he had an open man towards the top along that far sideline, instead elected to throw it to White and try and thread the needle. Ill-advised throw. And Vegas is going to have to take some chances tonight to get a one-up on this LA defense.
Punt is away from Vegas. And the Aztecs will field it and run across the 30. And it'll be marked down there. And this is a Vegas offense that is loaded to the gills. Quarterback Marcus Swift, running back Isaiah Fowler, who's elected last. And it's going to be play action for Marco Swift. He's got all day. He can run, and he decides to take off. He's up over. He's got the first down to the 44.
And what's great about this league, Colin, is we got a lot of mobile quarterbacks in this league, and Marco Swift is no exception. I mean, he's got some wheels. He will go ahead and take off and run. Doesn't really make any bad decisions with the football, and it helps having an electric running back like Isaiah Fowler in the backfield with you.
We have another shotgun look for LA. Fowler sidecar left. Swift will throw underneath. Ball up over the 50. That's good for a gain of 7. Catch made there. That's Morales Woods on the reception. Tackle made by Chris Phillips, the second team player. For this Vegas team, it's 2nd and 3. And it'll be a handoff to Isaiah Fowler, who's electric. As you said last week versus New York, Eric. Tackle down there after a short game. Left tackle Xander O'Reilly. Stand out there, and we have Icky Turner, wide receiver, along with Morales Woods, who we mentioned. Of course, Isaiah Fowler. He just went off versus New York. It's 3rd and 2. Marco Swift. He'll throw out of bounds for the first down.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting Miles Morales Woods involved a little bit earlier. Only had 4 catches just a week ago against New York, but he had 1 for a score. And it looks like they're going to try and feed him early and often. He is definitely one of those big play threats alongside Iggy Turner.
And he's feeling it as he makes the catch along the Vegas bench. We 1st and 10. 2 tight ends to the bottom of the screen. Here's the give to Fowler, and he's bottled up in the backfield for a short loss.
And Vegas doing a good job early on bottling up Isaiah Fowler. It seems like they wanted to focus on that part of the game plan, limiting those big plays from Fowler, because if he has any sort of space at all, any little bit of room, he can break one. And in fact, he broke one last week against New York.
Yeah. Nice job of rallying to the ball by the guys wearing all black. LA and they're all whites with the red helmets. Players vote on the uniforms to wear each week, as this is going to be a bootleg. Swift, he can make a sandwich. Now he decides to take off and run, but he doesn't get very far, and that'll be a sack.
Yeah, Jamar doing a good job there along the end, fighting through his block and just getting a little bit of Swift there as he was coming around, able to sling him down and get the sack.
Going to be a 3rd and 17. That was Dontrell Jamar, lost of 5 on the play.
And one thing to point out for the viewers, Colin, a vast number of players are available and unclaimed on this Vegas team overall. Only 2 claimed players overall. So if you want to go ahead and join the league, there's a good opportunity to do it. And
Marco fires over the middle, catch made. That's going to be short of 1st down, but should be in field goal range, setting up a 4th and 6. YOUFL football to claim your player. It's never too late to get into action, is there? Except lots of players on Vegas on either side of the ball. As you get another look at the catch there, Eric.
Yeah, Vengross, the second tight end here in this offense. Good, crisp, clean route, and just a shoestring tackle there. Otherwise, he might have gotten the necessary yardage to get the 1st down. But as you mentioned, long field goal opportunity here for the Aztecs.
Opportunity for Los Angeles to strike first, and the field goal splits the sticks. It's going to be 3-0. There's 7:19 here to go in the 1st quarter.
And a good response by the Vegas defense to limit LA to a field goal after going 3 and out right away. And we mentioned the playmakers that this Aztec offense has on its roster. So good job of bending, not breaking, getting a little bit of defensive momentum, and hopefully that carries over to the offense for them so that they can go ahead and get some points on the board.
So Los Angeles will set to kick off to Vegas here. 3-0 our score here early in the 1st quarter of play. Boot is away. Fielded about a yard deep at the end zone, up the middle, across the 20. Close to the 30, and they'll mark him down at the 29. And that's where Vegas will take over. I'm Colin Northup. He's Eric Vincent. And we're happy to bring you the first primetime game here in week 2 as Carson in the offense returns. Field 1st and 10. Single back behind Carson. Returns, gives to the back, who has more room. Breaking tackles, he's through. He's up over the 50, and they'll mark him down at the 48. First big offensive play for Vegas.
Yeah, unclaimed running back Jazario Houston. 5 seasons in the league, a lot of experience, obviously very shifty back there, able to make some moves and create his own space to get the 1st down for the Devils. And that's a good start there. Look at that move right there, Colin. Just a little okey-doke underneath the swinging arm. Love that.
That was Marion Turner. He just juked out of his shoes back there. Sets up a 1st and 10 for Vegas. In the gun, Carson throws over the middle, and he's still looking for his 1st incompletion as that's knocked down, setting up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Carson going to have to settle the nerves a little bit. I think he's got a little bit too much juice, maybe one too many Red Bulls before kickoff tonight, but that's okay. He's got plenty of time here. He's just got to relax.
Here's the give to the back again, Houston, and he will gain more yards to make it 3rd and manageable, Eric. 3rd and 2.
And that'll definitely help if you go ahead and focus on the run game, allow the run to set up the pass. The big plays will come, and now a 3rd and manageable here, as you mentioned, Colin.
3 tight ends out of the eye. They're going to run a play action boot out of it. Carson, oh, he almost threw it right to the defender. So on 3rd and 2, Eric, they decide to go to the air, but Carson, alas, found nobody wearing the
Yeah, and
St. Louis uniform.
that's the CJ Parrish that was floating around back there. Looks like it was also one of the additional corners in the formation as well, lurking. Almost had the pick 6. But it's going to be tough to throw on this LA defense for sure.
Punt is away. This is going to be fielded about the 20. And will be fair caught there. LA will start their next possession.
And I stand corrected. That was actually Rain Rie, brand spanking new to the team, suiting up for the first time in an Aztec uniform. Almost had reservations for 6. So good start here for the Aztecs. We'll see if they can add to their lead, Colin.
Here is Swift over the middle, complete for the first down. And he's 4-4 here in this early going, and he finds another one of those big receivers over the middle of the field. That's Thatcher the second.
Yep, unclaimed wide receiver clearly found a wide open hole in the zone defense that the Devils were running there. Great route there. Good job by Swift to recognize that he was wide open. And that's an easy first down there for LA.
This is a young man from Fort Worth, Texas, played his college football at TCU. Now making his home here in the Golden State is Fowler up the middle. Will get across the 40-yard line. That's when they'll mark him down. You see this Vegas defense. We've already heard from their guys up front. The player you mentioned, there's Phillips, their number 28.
Yep, Chris Phillips, he's going to be one of their main focal points there on the defense. And as you mentioned, Colin, the front four doing a great job so far against this rushing attack here for the LA Aztecs. We'll see if they can continue it.
Here's to get the Fowler again, and he probes, but he doesn't find much room as he's now up to 6 yards on his first 4 totes of the ball. Sets up a 3rd and 3 as LA will line up in the shotgun. This is going to be play action to Fowler. Swift, plenty of time. We're launching a moon ball down the field, and it's out of bounds, and that's the first incompletion of the game. Going for the whole kit and caboodle, but not finding it.
And you know what? I honestly am not upset about the decision by Marco Swift here. He had 2 deep safeties that he was throwing against. Obviously, you can't throw it really within anywhere near the middle of the field. The only place to really throw it is about as close to that boundary line as you can and hope your receiver makes a play. Just didn't quite pan out for him on that one.
Players on LA in the chat calling for a challenge, but it'll fall on deaf ears as Vegas gets the ball back. Let's see if their offense can find something in the passing game. Carson is 0 for his first 4 passing.
Go now, 70, Indy.
He looked so good last week, Colin, 21-28.
And Houston, the running back, gets the carry, but he's stopped for a short loss. They're going to call it a loss of 1. That's Curse on the tackle there, number 96.
And looks like they're maybe sniffing out Houston a little bit more here. He was shifty on that last drive, but not able to get anything going as Curse able to blow it up in the backfield.
Ready.
Sets up an obvious passing situation here for Vegas.
Cut. Shoot.
And Carson back to throw. Dumps it underneath. It's complete for his first catch of the day. That'll be a gain of 7 yards, setting up a 3rd and 4 to Flowers.
Yeah, a smart decision there by Carson, recognizing man defense there, just taking what he can get his first completion on the board, live to fight another down.
3rd and 4. Carson to the air again. Ooh, it's almost intercepted as he was looking for the curl man there, but instead he almost found a white jersey.
Rain Rie had reservations for 6, just a drive ago, and this time big number 55, CJ Parrish, had pick 6 written all over this one. Couldn't quite reel that one in, but good break on the ball there for the linebacker.
So small baby steps for the Vegas Devils, but alas, another punt is the result. It is away, and nice move up to the 25 is where LA will start this next possession.
And LA's struggling a little bit so far offensively, not able to get Fowler going, I think is hindering them offensively. Vegas doing a good job of shutting him down here in the first quarter.
Here's to get to Fowler, and he stopped again. That time the first man met him in the hole. Only a pickup of one as Cumberland wraps up his third tackle.
Yeah, and he was shooting the gap there. It was good pursuit, actually, to make the adjustment and make the TFL. Actually, we'll give him a half a yard, courtesy half yard.
Play action. Swift over the middle and too far in front. Now that's 2 incompletions for Marco Swift after he started 4-4, and just like that, it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, both these teams trying to find their footing a little bit here in the evening. Early afternoon here in Vegas, actually.
Here's Swift. Oh, he's got a man. It's complete down the middle of the field, and the catch out of bounds. Huge yards after catch there as Turner hauls it in for 27.
That man Iggy, and I'm not sure what the corner was doing here, just bit hard on that initial route, and Turner was wide open. All it took was just a little flick of the wrist by Swift to get it over to Iggy, and Turner did the rest.
And Turner, who has 7 grabs for 111 and a touchdown versus New York, gets his first catch there as Fowler pops up the other side, so that might have woken up LA's offense there as Fowler picks up 9.
It gets the defense to go ahead and give a little respect to these receivers. You saw the corners backing way off in coverage, and that allows a little bit more space for Fowler to operate.
2nd and 1, they go 2 tight ends, they'll go to Fowler again. Nobody touched him, he's up over the 20, and he's down inside the 10, and Fowler with his last 2 carries has started to heat up, Eric.
And Colin, when they came out in this formation, the Devils, I was looking at it, and I was thinking if they run off tackle, this could be a huge play. And sure enough, that's exactly what the Aztecs did. Great blocking all the way into the 2nd and even the 3rd level of the defense, and that's what sprung Fowler free. He's finally getting life here deep in the first quarter.
Orion threw a great block there. It's so complete underneath, and it's down to the 2-yard line. They're going to say it's 9.5. Turner again on the catch.
Yep, Iggy working the middle of the field this time, wide open. Again, trying to give him a little bit of space to operate as the defense. And we saw the results there.
So Adam Noel giving Fowler a breather as we've reached the end of the first quarter. LA's in front by 3, but they're threatening to add more. Colin Orthobaric Vincent here in the broadcast booth with you. LA has it. 2nd and inches at the 2. Oh! Whatever they tried, it didn't work as Rice blew it up back at the 6-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 4.
Just too many bodies there in that formation for the defense, and a couple different Devils just came free. Didn't matter if Swift was able to get that handoff or not. It was going to get blown up either way. Ends up being a sack for Rice instead.
Vegas hoping they can keep Los Angeles out of the end zone. Oh, that's not very helpful. The defensive tackle jumped off sides, so that'll move the ball a little closer. Well, they'll move it to the 3.
Still 3rd down. Sack yardage they got there on the play before. Let's give it right back to them. It's going to be 3rd and short now.
They go 1 receiver to the top of the screen. Fowler is the deep back. They get the Fowler. He's got the first down. He's got the touchdown. Los Angeles scores the game's first 6-pointer as Fowler finds the end zone again.
And I'm glad they gave it to the running back to go ahead and pay off the work he did on that drive. Him and Iggy both were the stars of that Aztec drive. Good spin move there to bounce off the defender and just get an additional half yard to get across the goal line there.
And Folks in LA loving it. Home crowd not so much. It's 9-0 pending the extra point. With 11:22 to go in this first half here. The extra point is up and good. 8 plays, 72 yards, 3 minutes, 14 seconds taken off the clock. And Vegas, they find themselves down by 2 scores now, Eric.
Hey, you'd never know there were over 44,000 people in this building. You can hear a pin drop right now. It is so quiet right now after that touchdown from LA. And it's, man, everyone's hype here in Vegas about their Devils. And they had a great showing against San Diego last week, winning 20-7 on the road. Their home opener here, coming up against these Aztecs, who are arguably maybe one of the most talked about teams in the league. And so far through one quarter, they're struggling to keep up. We'll see if this drive here will go ahead and even the playing field a little bit.
Kickoff is away. This will be fielded out of the end zone up the middle across the 20. And down at the 21, that's where Vegas will take over. For UFL schedule, standings, stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at UFL.football. The game you play today. You can help your favorite team succeed there too just by being a fan and declaring your fandom at the same place, UFL.football. As the run by Houston up the middle is stopped for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and it was a good read there by Scotty Scruggs, the outside linebacker. Keep his eyes on the ball and not fall for the eye candy there in that formation that Vegas threw at him.
And to give up the middle, Houston is stopped for no gain. In fact, they're going to say he lost one. Big number 91, that's Foraker on the stop there.
Newcomer Michaela Foraker making an impact here, and what a big one there. And she's able to stop Houston in his tracks, nowhere to go, and Vegas in a hole with 3rd and long.
Only 7 passing yards so far for the Devils. And they're going to need 11 here if they want to keep the drive moving. So Carson making adjustments from the shotgun.
Like 2 deep safeties, Colin.
This is going to be a run, and they try to pop the draw out the other side, and Eric, it almost worked.
It did almost work, Colin. That was a great play call there from the Vegas coaching staff. LA able to recognize it just in time and make the stop on Houston before he could get that 1 more yard. But man, caught the Aztecs napping a little bit there. Coming out in the man look with 2 deep safeties, plenty of running room in the middle of the field there. And Houston almost got it, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Rain Rie, therefore, once again involved in another stop. He's been busy in his debut as his punt will be fielded. Oh! The returner absolutely got smacked down at his own 22 as one of the market. And that's where LA will take over. You see the numbers for Fowler there, 5.6 yards per carry.
Ready, set. 57's right. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
And to get the Fowler up the middle, and he gets tripped up after a pickup of 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and Fowler had himself a game last week. 22 carries, 156 yards, and a touchdown, and that touchdown was an 82-yard rumble down the middle of the field. Great to see.
He tries to cut it outside, but the first man there gets him. That's Bridge, number 34, setting up a 3rd and 8, loss of 1.
Yeah, and Josh Bridge doing a good job in run support here, just collapsing in on the running back, making sure that Fowler had no space to operate. It's a good job to chop his feet there. I don't know if you noticed that, Colin, but he comes up, he chops his feet for a moment, breaks down the running back, and then makes the tackle. That's textbook right there.
Indeed it was, my friend, as it's 3rd and 8. Swift back to throw, fires, man open, it's caught, and that's good for the 1st down. As LA is now over 157 yards. With that latest completion.
Yeah, it is going to be tough for this Vegas defense here with so many weapons. that the Aztecs have to operate with. Iggy Turner already going off. Fowler starting to get a little bit of life here in this second quarter as well. LA coming out with a very balanced attack here. 11 passes to 9 runs.
And they'll give it off to Fowler again, and he's stopped. They're going to call a loss of 1, second and 11. There's the defensive captain, number 54, in the middle, making the tackle.
Yeah, Carafel there with the stop, shedding the block, just keeping pursuit with Fowler and making sure that he gets the stop there for a very limited gain. And they've actually done a good job here against Isaiah Fowler. I mean, 11 carries for 46 yards. That's not a whole lot given the playmaking ability that he has, but there are 4 quarters in football, Colin. There's still plenty of time for Fowler to pop off and make that big play.
Indeed, there is. As they get a bunch set here to get the Fowler again on the counter, and he ups it up the other side, and just like that, Los Angeles will cross the 50-yard line.
And that is all that Isaiah Fowler needs, is just that little bit of space there. Although that was a huge hole there. Kudos to the offensive line. I mean, you know, my grandma could have run through that hole right there, but great burst of speed there from Fowler to get close to the necessary yardage.
Yeah, shout out to that offensive line. We mentioned the left tackle beforehand. There was also Liam Swift at right guard. Along the right side of that line, 1st and 10. Give to the backup now as they get Fowler a blow as Adam Knoll will pick up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And they're doing a good job here, Colin. Is LA just keeping this drive going, matriculating the ball down the field.
Then they run a pitch out of the bunch, and it ups open for a big play. Number 35 is going to be in the end zone. Touchdown, LA. Everybody's getting involved. 41 yards on the score.
And Adam Knoll is saying, hey, give me a starting spot there. What a move there. We're going to go back and get another peek, I'm sure. But just unbelievable juke move there to get rid of that corner. I think he was going to get blocked anyway. But what a nice little cut back to the inside there. Good blocking once again, and LA jumping out to a 3-score lead.
It's 16-0, pending the extra point. Ooh, that operation nearly was fouled up there by the diving Vegas defender, but it's 17-0. It's 77-yard drive, capped up by Adam Knowles, touchdown.
And just like that, LA over 100 yards rushing here midway through the second quarter. Vegas really having a hard time getting any sort of offensive identity going, as this Aztec defense has played very, very well. The LA offense understands that they don't have to do much when their defense is playing the way that they are playing. Just go ahead and run your playbook, run your offense, and move the ball down the field. Take what the defense gives you.
This is a Vegas team who loves to run the zone scheme. We've seen it so many times in Houston already today. But Carson, Eric, he really needs to start carrying his share of the load here. He's only completed 1 pass.
Yeah, only completing the 1 pass. And, you know, he's a veteran in this league. 8 seasons worth of experience, came over from the Skyhawks in the offseason to be the guy here in Vegas. And so far, you're right, Colin, he's just not shouldering his load.
Throw is complete. That's a good sign. Oh, they're going to say it was an incomplete, as the defender made a really good play to break it up, 2nd down.
Yeah, good break on the ball there to jar the football loose. And Carson still sitting at 1 completion, sitting at 1-7 right now.
2nd and 10. Get to Houston, and nothing doing. This front 7 for LA. Scotty Scruggs makes another tackle. Just like that, it's 3rd and 11.
And I mentioned these linebackers at the top of the broadcast, Colin, between Scruggs and Parrish. I mean, both of these guys are absolute studs. And you saw it right there as Scotty Scruggs just envelopes the running back Houston there. Now it's another 3rd and long for Vegas. They got to convert.
And Carson will probably be called upon to try, and he will. He's going to go long. Down the field and knocked away. So they tried to stretch the field vertically on 3rd and 11, but alas, came up snake eyes.
And it wasn't a bad decision. I mean, one-on-one coverage down that near sideline, just touch overthrown there. And could have been an easy pick there for Williams, as he had better positioning there on the football. Battle actually playing defensive back more on that play and batting the football away. But yeah, just a touch overthrown by Carson. He's been off all the way through this half. So we'll see what comes of it, but Vegas going to have to respond here in the locker rooms and see if they can make some adjustments.
UFL using custom-built AI, ensuring simulations are realistic as possible, and the experience is completely unique as we've seen. And LA takes over on offense once again.
Well, look, all is not lost here for the Devils, right? You know, you're down by 3 scores at home, yes. However, you've got an opportunity here to go ahead and get a stop on defense, give the football back to your offense. We've seen that you can do it. You can go ahead and shut this Aztec offense down. Now's the time to do it and see if you can give the ball back to the offense. See if maybe they can chew some clock, bring you to the half if they can't get any points on the board.
Here's Fowler up the middle. He's stopped. He stopped for a short loss up the middle. And, you know, say what you will about this Los Angeles team, but, you know, Vegas has definitely held Fowler in check.
Yeah, absolutely. And the linebackers have done a good job keeping him in check, getting off of their blocks, getting to the ball carrier. With the exception of a couple of plays, Fowler has been held in check, as you mentioned.
Carson was 28 of 21 last week. We got a flag, and Marco Swift took too long in the huddle, Eric. It'll be a delayed game.
And that's certainly not going to help either. You got a TFL on the opening play there. You lose another 5 yards because you can't get the play off in time. These are the type of mistakes that allowed this Vegas team to crawl back into the game.
You know, Carson, he started the game off for 4. He's now 1 of 8. Only thrown for 7 yards. As Swift, off the play action, just has to dump it down to the man he faked it to, Fowler, who did some nice footwork along the sideline. Sets up a 3rd and 7.
Gain of 9, good decision making there by Marco to go ahead and just check it down to Fowler, who was wide open over there. Good move there to get a couple extra yards. And that sets up 3rd and manageable. Keeps you in an opportunity to convert this 3rd down here.
And let's see if Vegas can get the stop and possibly get the ball back to their offense, as we are now under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Marco Swift, over the middle, catch made for the 1st down to the big tight end.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Lars Bizarre, his first catch, that's going to be a gain of 11.
And that's the problem that gets created for the defense when you have talented tight ends like Lars Bizarre. When you're in a man-to-man matchup and your linebacker can't keep pace with a guy like Bizarre, who's more of a wide receiver just built like a tight end, I mean, it's very, very difficult to keep him in check on plays like that.
Agree with you there, my friend. It's the 1st and 10. 1 receiver each side. And to get to Fowler up the middle, and he plunges ahead for a pickup of 2. The 2nd and 8. The clock is now winding under 3 minutes. LA taking their time. He gives to Noel, and he stopped this time. Setting up a 3rd and 7. Gonna give him 1 yard there.
Avery Cumberland coming in there and just shooting the gap, doing a good job there of stopping Fowler right away. And another 3rd and 7 opportunity that got burned did Vegas on the last one.
Here's Swift, has to dump it underneath, but the back does a great job to rally beyond the sticks, and the drive continues for Los Angeles as we tick closer to the 2-minute warning. That's Morales Woods. 2 minutes here. You're watching the UFL here on the Virtual Football Network. Colin Northup, Eric Benson, the broadcast booth. Cameron Irvin back at league headquarters. Making sure all the fancy stuff is working properly. As the throw is complete. That's bizarre again. And they're down inside the 15, a pickup of 24.
There's just nothing you can do there, Colin. I mean, that's a gutsy throw from your quarterback. He sees the free blitzer coming. He stands tall, waits until the absolute last second to get rid of this football, and finds Bizarre somehow, some way as he's taking a shot from the free runner. Just a great job there.
142 and counting. Second catch of the game for Bizarre. Swift will throw underneath. Catch made past the 10. And that is going to be down at the 9. That'll be a pick of 8, 2nd and 2.
LA in no hurry here, Colin. They're ready to bleed some clock and see if they can get some points on the board to close the half.
Swift back to throw again. Will go to the sideline. Catch made by Fowler. It'll be 1st and goal. Swift, 2 incompletions up to 175 yards now.
This Aztec offense is just giving Vegas all that they can handle right now.
Play action on the roll. Marco Swift has to dump it underneath, but a great play made by the Vegas defender there. That was Cumberland, maybe? We have a 2nd and goal, 53 seconds left. Empty shotgun, Marco Swift in the end zone. Broken up. Would have been a 6-pointer to Fowler. 3rd and goal.
Yeah, good one-on-one coverage there by Chris Phillips. Able to break up that pass, stop the clock. Both teams still with all 3 timeouts here with just under 50 seconds to go. 3rd and goal. This is huge for Vegas.
Here's Marco Swift, 3-step dropped in the end zone, touchdown, Iggy Turner on the reception. And LA is just adding more points to their prodigious total.
And Iggy's been belly aching since that first quarter play, that deep shot where he thought he got the toes in, and he wanted that tutty. Well, he just got one right there.
Just a little slant pass, easy as you please. And the score is now going to be 24-0 in this sold-out crowd, the largest we've seen yet in UFL games this season, primetime games. And otherwise, it's very, very quiet, Eric.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought it was quiet when they were down by 2 scores. It is mega quiet in here right now. And this home crowd is just absolutely stunned. I mean, they knew they were going to get a tough test with this LA Aztec team, but man, I don't think that they expected their offense to be quite so anemic to start things off here in the first half. Got to find some sort of rhythm to get things going. Otherwise, this is going to be a blowout.
You see the scores scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Fresno defeating Albuquerque, who was very impressive against Cleveland in the opening week. And Rochester, the Pioneers, they defeat their in-state rival, the Lightning, by 3 points, 20-17. They're looking pretty good. San Diego moves their way to 500, 24-17, as the Tennessee Ramblers fall 0-2. 43
That's a little surprising so far, Collins, seeing Tennessee at 0-2 early on.
Indeed it was, as the throw!
Oh,
it's
no.
Intercepted! Oh, Carson, he threw it right to the other Turner brother. And with 38 seconds left, LA has possession.
And that was just such a great play by Marion Turner, too. He just broke on the football, looking for Ethan Flowers, and then able to stop just in time to make the play, make the catch, get the toes in. I mean, there's just absolutely nothing you can do if you're Nate Carson on that one. He had an open man. He just floated it a little bit. And, man, I mean, you saw the result.
Marco Swift, he's been really efficient. 14 of 18 for 179. He throws to the sideline, catch made to the wide receiver there, his third. That is Thatcher, and LA just continues to rack up the yards.
Yeah, not in any hurry to burn any timeouts either. Obviously being up so much, I think that might be a decision there to go ahead and just let the timeouts sit in your back pocket. No need to use them.
And they're going to throw a little bubble screen out here, and Iggy Turner will get tackled in the field of play, and LA will burn their first timeout here. "13 seconds on the clock. LA has been in firm control from the beginning, and they will try a second down field goal. This 27 splits the sticks, and with 9 seconds, they're up 27-0 are the visiting Aztecs.
Just as stunned as you are, Colin. I mean, this is absolutely wild. LA doing a good job taking advantage there of the turnover, getting 3 points on the board. And I think our AI expert, Cameron Irvine, actually has something to speak of on why LA didn't use the timeouts there on that last possession.
Yeah, what you got there, Cam?
Yeah, thanks, Colin. So when a team in the end of the first half is up by more than 21 points, they take an ultra-conservative approach. They're not looking to make a big splash play, but they're also not looking to turn the ball over either. In that regard, Los Angeles only uses a timeout to essentially set up the field goal and say, hey, we want some points here. We don't want to turn the ball over. We'll just take the 3 and put this one into halftime. So that's why you saw that ultra-conservative approach late. LA just up by gobs of points right now.
And Carson throws the Hail Mary down. He finishes the first half 1 of 10. He had 21 completions the entire game last week versus San Diego. And Eric mentioned just complete and utter domination by this Aztec squad.
I mean, you see it there on the scoreboard. I mean, what more can LA really do to announce their arrival here in this new UFL season? I mean, they had a championship game appearance last season, you know, ultimately losing to the New York Lightning, coming back on a revenge tour, and man, Vegas is just getting in their way right now, and they are having their way with the Devils so far.
All right, let's go to league rights here. You're watching the UFL here on BCS. Yeah.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you, Chris Curtis. And the hill will be tougher to climb for Vegas because guess what? LA gets the ball first out of the locker room. And the return up the middle of the field, he'll get tackled down at the 20-yard line. And that's where the Aztecs will take over, up by 27.
And you know, there's still time in this ball game here for Vegas to go ahead and come back and make a game out of this. But right now, Marco Swift is doing a great job with his decision making. Despite the fact that Isaiah Fowler hasn't had the gaudy numbers that we're used to seeing, he hasn't had to do that.
And the throw underneath. Ars Bizarre in the reception, but ultimately no gain rendered on the play. Second down. 302 yards along the first half as Bizarre now to 3 receptions for 35 yards. And 43 total yards for Vegas in that first half. Ooh, what a hit on Fowler as Cumberland came in unimpeded to the tailback and delivered the boom.
Yeah, no kidding. And a good job there just getting off the block, finding the gap there. Look at that. Good little swim move there around Swift, the offensive lineman, to get to Fowler in the backfield.
I tell you, this defense has been on the field a lot. They've been on the field for now 40 plays. Run by Los Angeles. Here's play 41. Throw underneath is not going to do much of anything. No gain registered on the play. And Vegas gets the stop here that they desperately needed.
And that was probably one of their best defensive sequences of the game. I mean, they got pressure on Marco, had to get rid of the football quickly, saw Fancher there towards the bottom of the formation, and good coverage on the back end one-on-one to make the stop and force even the incompletion.
On its way, and Vegas will start at their 30-yard line. I want to remind you here tomorrow night, right here on VFN, the Denver Avengers go back on the road and travel in one of the toughest places to play in the UFL, Salt Lake. Game night gets a start here at 7 Eastern, headlined by the unbeaten Cincinnati Vultures taking on the Milwaukee Stags. The UFL lives on the Virtual Football Network as the throw. Carson, after one completion all the first half, strikes down the field for huge yardage.
Wow, what a play there by Nick Carson to go ahead and fire that one. Found an opening there in the zone and is able to find his receiver. Huge play there. They virtually almost doubled their total yardage there in the first half just on one play.
And Carson's already completed as many passes as he did the entire first half. Let's see if this wakes up the team wearing all black. Carson to throw again. Oh, it's knocked down, incomplete.
Yeah, LA has been keeping Ethan Flowers in check, and I don't blame Carson for going his way there, just testing the waters, seeing if maybe he could get away with a cheeky little throw there, but the Aztecs are not ready for that.
Washington and Portland is the other game that is interesting, of course. Houston heard they picked up a new player, a couple new players. So that'll be fun to see. As it's now 3rd and 10. In the blink of
A
an
lot
eye.
of players claimed here, Colin, over the past few days after week 1 success. I mean, it's exciting here to be in the UFL.
As Carson, he threw it right to Rain Rie, who cut in front of Flowers. And he bags himself his first interception here as an LA Aztec.
Man, and these defensive backs for the Aztecs, they have great pursuit skills and great play recognition to understand where the football is going. You saw Rie literally just staring down at the quarterback's eyes and waiting for him to throw the football. Once he saw he was going Battle's way, he pounced on it, was able to get his hands on it, secure the interception. He had one dropped earlier that could have easily been 6 points, making up for it there. Obviously, it hasn't hurt the Aztecs too much here tonight.
The second turnover forced by Los Angeles to get the ball on their own 34. And Isaiah Fowler up the middle, and that's been a lot of his story so far, Eric, as he's stopped for only a pickup of 1.
Yeah, I agree with DJ Kilgannon in the chat there. Vegas has never been this dead. I mean, it is quite unlively here in this building currently.
There is no buzz in the building for the home team as Fowler again gets stopped this time by Cumberland to set up a 3rd and 9.
And LA is just going to be comfortable to go ahead and just not take any chances here. I mean, you're up 27 points. You have absolutely dominated the first half of play. There's no reason to put the ball in unnecessary harm.
As the throw over the middle, catch made. That's Iggy Turner. Who else? He's up over the 50. Swift now up over 200 passing yards for the day. That's the 5th grab for Turner. He's now up to 78 yards.
And Iggy was just, he flew that route a little bit further north, came back to the football because that's where he saw the hole in the zone was. And good recognition there again by Swift to get him the football. Iggy with a touchdown catch. He's just adding more onto it tonight.
And play action, throw over the middle. Ooh, that was nearly intercepted. That would have been huge for Vegas.
Carafel there with the possible interception. Had a good turn there. Rotated his hips, went back to the football. Just couldn't quite reel that one in. That would have been huge for Vegas.
Here's play action.
Watch
Look out from behind. It's sack time for the Devils as they bring him down. That's going to be a huge loss of 8 yards. Third sack of the night for the Devils.
Unclaimed defensive end, Mark Evans, coming around the end there. You see him beat the block just immediately. Fowler can't get over and pick him up. And that's an easy sack. That's about the easiest sack you can ever get from a defensive end.
Yeah, Fowler, look there. He just stepped inside after his fake rather than out. And as you said, Evans had an easy route to the quarterback there. 3rd and 18. Marco Swift steps, throws underneath, and that's not going to do much. Officially 1 yard on the stat sheet.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about, Colin. And it's a good job by Swift again. He's not taking any unnecessary risks. He's not putting the football in harm's way. He's just making sure that he moves the football down the field. Sure, it's a 3rd and long situation. Go ahead and take the yard. You're up 27 points. There's no reason to force a turnover that can then turn into more points for Vegas.
As the punt will go out of bounds, we'll mark this at the 30-yard line. It's Burke there, and you know, Vegas had the one big throw by Carson down the field, but unfortunately, he threw his 2nd interception of the game. He's 2 of 14. Team's down by a bundle of points. He's back to throw over the middle. Catch made by Ethan Flowers. First time we called his name in a while, Eric, and that's good enough for Vegas first down.
Yeah, best play call of the game there. Just go ahead and get Ethan Flowers one-on-one in the slot. He's able to beat his man off the line. Good pitch and catch there by Carson, and he narrowly missed my opportunity to say he had the same amount of interceptions as completions.
The run up the middle, this is Houston. He's up to 39 yards. He picks up 3 there. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And this hurts Vegas because Houston was actually very productive there in the first quarter. He had some shifty moves, and they had to move away from it after being down so much. So now the football's in Carson's hands. He's got to make some good decisions.
Good to Houston again, and he's stopped near the line of scrimmage. No gain. Parrish makes the tackle, setting up at 3rd and 7.
Let's go now. 18 Gator. Yo.
Needless to say, Colin, Vegas has not been very good on 3rd downs tonight.
If not, but they need this one here. It's a bit shorter than the rest. Moonball down the field into double coverage, incomplete. Carson, he went for the whole kit and caboodle, but ultimately came up empty as he went deep down the field. That was White, the tight end.
Yeah, and Brie once again just lurking back there, playing safety. Good one-on-one coverage down the field on White, and then Brie coming across as well. Just to play cleanup there for Young, who did a good job fighting with the receiver one-on-one the entire time.
Punt is away, and this will be angled out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 34. You take a look at Fowler, 17 carries, 57 yards, nothing real spectacular, Eric. Does have a rushing touchdown to his name, though.
Now, Vegas, that is the one good thing that Vegas has done, is they've done a good job shutting down Fowler. The only downside is that they haven't been great on getting the Aztecs off on 3rd down. Watch out!
And the sack again, that's Evans, his 2nd of the game. This one was a little more tougher to get, Eric, but he still gets it nonetheless.
I still did a good job with beating the tackle. That's Xander Orion. 2nd time that he's gotten beat here in as many drives, and Evans both with sacks on both of those plays.
It's going to be a loss of 5. This will be 2nd and 15. Tell you what, this Vegas defense continues to answer the bell. They've been out there a lot tonight, Eric, but I've been impressed with their fight.
I mean, considering they're down 27 points, they're acting like it's a 3-point ball game at this point.
Here's the pitch to Fowler. Has some pulling blockers, and down he goes.
Colin, that was the middle linebacker, Cumberland, coming all the way over to go ahead and make that stop there. Great pursuit there by the linebacker.
Just impressive athleticism there. He's up to 8 tackles. Swift, he went for everything, and he got the first down on 3rd and 15. Magnificent throw and magnificent completion. Iggy Turner again hauls it in.
And they're actually going to mark him just shy, Colin. I think he went out maybe an index card shy of getting that first down. LA with only 7 yards in the second half up until that catch. But I still think it is going to be short, and I don't think that LA is really going to take any chances. They'll probably punt the football.
Yeah, that would probably be the smart thing to do. You were right. I thought he did get the first down in real time, but the men in stripes said no. Punt is away, and this will bounce inside the 10, close to the 5, and they'll mark it at the 7. Just great special teams work there by Vegas. Want to draw people's attention to the divisional lineups for a second. In the Greater West Conference in the Grand Canyon Division, which features these Devils, as well as Salt Lake, the Denver Avengers, and the Albuquerque Atomics. 32-team league here in the UFL.
Come on, QB, come on.
Tough division.
As the throw, Carson standing at his goal line. He will have to take off and run, and he will pick up 3 yards on the play.
That was one of those plays, Colin, where you're just biting your nails and you're hoping that he gets out of there. You're hoping the timer goes off in his head to take off and go. And he finally was able to pick up a few yards.
Definitely seems to be more of the pocket variety as it will play action. Standing deep in his own end zone again, throwing a comeback route. And
no, incomplete. Incomplete, unfortunately. I thought maybe watching it in real time, Colin, he might have gotten the toes in. But no, they're going to call it incomplete. It's 3rd down.
3rd and 7. 3 wide. Carson to throw again to the sideline. That time, no doubt about that one as Flowers hauls that in. That's his 3rd catch. Carson has 4 completions. 3 of them have been to Flowers.
Man, and Flowers went from 2nd gear all the way up to 5th gear on this catch. Watch, he's about to turn it up, and oh, he just barely stepped out of bounds. He had the juice to go ahead and go the distance on that play. I am certain of it, but just stepped out of bounds. But good to get the first down, keep the drive going.
Going to be a draw play to Houston, and he pops up the other side. He's up over the 30 to the 35 as well. I'll mark him down. His best run we've seen from him in a while.
Speaking of another gear, I mean, he is just electric coming out of the backfield. Kind of a diminutive back. He's not very tall, he's not very large, but he's speedy. And also unclaimed, 5'8", 218.
Intriguing play to say the least. Carson back to throw. I'll have to dump this underneath. That is complete, but only a pickup of 1.
And this is what you wanted to see more from the Vegas Devils in the first half of play. Might just be too little too late at this point, Colin, but I like the fight that I'm seeing from the Devils.
Carson back to throw again over the middle. Catch made right at the midfield stripe as Carson's now to 6-20 passing. That's Maddox hauls it in his 2nd grab.
And a good throw and a clutch catch there. You know, the receivers haven't been doing Carson any favors either. You know, there's been some dropped balls. There's been some, ill-advised routes. But this is a tough catch to make with Turner draped all over his back and then Parrish just somersaulting over him at the end. Good job there by Vegas. Keep the drive alive at the midfield stripe.
Indeed it was. Marion Turner, the 8-year man, played his college ball at Auburn. As Houston will lose a yard here on the carry. Curse on the tackle for LA.
And again, Colin, I mean, this LA defense, it is tough. Like, I knew this was going to be a tough matchup coming into this game, just given how much star power that the Aztecs have on that defense there. And I wasn't sure if Vegas was going to be able to keep up. I would have been pleasantly surprised, but right now LA is just dominating 3/4 of play as we head into the fourth.
Put your fours up, folks. LA up by 27. No points scored here so far in the second half by Los Angeles, though. Calling north of Eric Vincent here in the broadcast booth with you, Cameron Irvine. Back at league headquarters is Carson back to,
Oh, no.
The ball's out! The ball is out, and I think McKenna Forker fell on it. No, it was Kilgan. It fell on the ball as well as stripped it away from Carson, and just the bad luck for the home team continues.
Couple things to watch here, Colin. The end is able to work free and make that play, Kilgannon with the strip sack, and then able to just fall on top of it and recover his own forced fumble as he's down on the ground. The ball just comes to him. Oh, hello, I'll take you. Thank you.
Let's go. 18
And it's 11:55 to go in the ball game. Fella gets the ball, but he's been bottled up. He lost 2 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 12. And unlike last week, Eric Fowler has been held in check as, man, once again, that's that middle linebacker, Cumberland.
And you know what? It's one of those things where, you know, maybe other teams are looking at what Vegas is doing defensively, at least against Fowler, and see if they can replicate it moving forward as they get another stop there.
Just swarming multiple hats to the ball. They're going to see a 3-yard loss there. Charles on the tackle. And, you know, as much as it hasn't been Fowler's day, it's been Marco Swift's day, that's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, Marco has just looked absolutely fantastic tonight. And with it being just such an ugly game for 3/4 here, it's tough to say what exactly is going to happen with Vegas here for the rest of this game as Marco airmails that one.
Ooh, that was way ahead of everybody on the 3rd and 15 throw there. And 10:50 left. LA will force to punt as Turner, the closest man to the ball. Punt is away. Ooh. Fair catch called for at about, I'm going to say the 16-yard line. That's what they're going to mark it. And Carson back out on the field after suffering this strip sack fumble.
Here we go. Ken Lobo. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Here, 1st and 10 from his own 16. Get to Houston, and there's Michaela Forker. She's just been a menace in the middle of the defense. And she gets her 2nd TFL error.
Yeah, she's done a great job there in the middle, especially donning the uniform of the Aztecs for the first time here tonight. And, you know, Colin, I know we were kind of speculating on what Vegas is really going to do going forward. I think we could bring in our AI expert, Cameron Irvine, and he could probably discuss with us a little bit more on what Vegas will do.
To get a 2nd and 12 play action to Houston. Carson throws, catch made, battle, 1st down. Welcome in, Camp.
Yeah, guys, so, you know, not as much of an AI expert here, but more of as a franchise expert. You know, Vegas teams in the past week or so, for the first time, really got to make some adjustments to their team. So this happens in a couple of phases. The first thing teams are asked is how they want to improve their roster, right? So, you know, some teams improve their linebackers, Tennessee up the safety, Houston improve their offensive line, things like that as Flowers' pass is caught on the sideline. You know, Vegas, because they won last week, didn't really get to make any sort of adjustments like that or improvements as LA did as well. So this will be their first time kind of looking over their roster and saying, you know, how can we get better? And then also from a game plan perspective, what can they do better? Now in a game like this, where nothing's really going right, that's a really difficult task. At least they got the win last week. But guys, if you were in Vegas's shoes, what would you do this week to try and help the team out?
Well, I tell you what, as the challenge was ultimately unsuccessful by Los Angeles, they lost their timeout. I don't know about you, Eric, but I think from my perspective, I know you're a run-based team. Houston's a good back for you, but Carson, he just needs help from his wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it like Cam was saying, it is tough to say as we see another fumble there, Rios getting the strip, but it going out of bounds. It's hard to say with a game like this what to really focus on, and that's a fun part about this league, is that you don't make adjustments unless you lose a football game. So if you win like both of these teams have, you don't get the opportunity to sit back and be like, okay, well, we did these things right, but we didn't really do this as well. We'd like to adjust this. You only get that if you lose. For me, I'm kind of with you. I think maybe either Carson improving his decision-making or the receivers just making some more plays. It's kind of like that. Hold on to the football in traffic when you know you're going to get hit, because you're going to be playing teams like the Aztecs who have tough defenses the rest of the way.
Yeah, for sure. It's a 3rd and 4 for Carson. And trying to avoid the goose egg on the scoreboard. That won't help as Parrish knocks it away. Flowers, the closest man to the ball. And 9:25 left. Appears to be another punting situation for the Devils.
Ray Dizzy in the chat asking, what was that laughing there? Well, I mean, since you can hear a pin drop in the stadium right now, it was probably the one Aztec fan that's left in this building right now laughing that they were up by so many points. Enjoy.
As it's 4th and 4, they'll go for it. Throw to the sideline. Oh, just a bit too far. Really a turnover, and now it's Parrish on the coverage there. I believe White was the intended receiver for Vegas.
Yeah, a lot of options, I think, Colin, for this Vegas team to kind of look at. I mean, Carson with his decision-making, maybe a little boost for him to kind of up his decision-making, or maybe his accuracy, something along those lines. Maybe get the receivers. I mean, the one thing that I would take from this game, the defense ultimately played pretty well. I mean, I know the scoreboard doesn't necessarily show that, but there hadn't been a whole lot of those type of plays from Fowler right there.
Right. He's only averaged 3.1 yards a carry and 66 yards in total. This is a Vegas team that last week to San Diego Wildcats team gave up 172 rushing yards in the ground to multi-dimensional attack. So, yeah, it's definitely an improvement there. Hopefully the offense is able to get back on track as Fowler stopped again for no gain. Jamar on the tackle.
And we talked about it coming into the broadcast that maybe that was something to circle, that Vegas had trouble with the rushing game, and that obviously Fowler is an electric back, but that's been the one thing they've done well.
Throw over the middle, caught, down to the 20. You may bottle up Fowler, but when you got a guy like Marco Swift dealing the ball to these wide receivers, it's hard to stop. I don't envy anybody who has LA on their schedule, especially going into next week.
No, definitely not. And Leneric Vancher II, I mean, he is probably the one playmaker on this offense that hasn't been claimed, the exception of backup running back Adam Knoll. I mean, there's a lot of firepower here across the board for the Aztecs, and they're going to be a tough team moving forward.
Oh, we got a super chat from DJ in the chat. $20 super chat. If the UFL wasn't on notice after last week, they are now.
I definitely agree.
I definitely think there's buzz building for certain teams, and LA is one of them. It'll be interesting to see that matchup between Denver and Cincinnati, kind of two surprising undefeated squads. Going head to head there as it's 3rd and 4. We have San Jose and Houston, Washington and Portland is the other interesting game I'm interested in. Throw in the end zone, touchdown. That's Fancier. Hauls it in, and it's 33-0.
Yep, and he made a couple of clutch catches on this drive. That one there, able to high point the football, keep the toes in bounds. Yet another score here for the Aztecs. And I mean, Colin, this is what you're going to get early on in this league, right? You know, you're going to get a lot of just, you don't know what's going to happen. It's brand new teams, brand new league. You know, we're really just trying to learn as we go, and the teams are doing that as well. Trying to figure out what each team is going to do, tendencies, game plans, things of that nature. It's a work in progress for everybody, and you know, LA's doing a good job hitting the ground running with games like this.
I agree with you there, Eric. Definitely, for sure. You want to talk about brands in the league? I think one of the more fun brands in the league is the Portland Huskies wearing purple. You know, the Zilligan Design Studio. He created all these from childhood sketches to tonight's field. You can see more on his Instagram page at Zilligan Design Studio. Just amazing stuff there.
Absolutely. I mean, but between the colors and the identities and the uniforms, everything is just so crisp and clean. I mean, I love the look of the Vegas Devils. I really do. I mean, the all-black look with the red and the silvery gray, I mean, it's just so clean. And, I mean, it just makes it that much more exciting.
And there's lots of different uniform combinations teams can have. And of course, if there are players on teams, they can vote on which uniforms to wear each game. It's Carson over the middle. Oh, catch made, but we got our first flag, and that's pretty easy call there, Eric, a face mask.
Finally, the ball bouncing the way of the Devils as they get a face mask there called on Scruggs. Just got his hand caught in the cookie jar a little bit, yoinked him down by the face mask, and a free 15 yards to add on top of the catch.
6:19 to go as we have the Devils here in the no huddle. This is Carson, back to throw, fires, ooh, a little too tall, incomplete.
And unsurprisingly, we're going to see Vegas go to the no-huddle offense to try and get some points on the board here, trying to save space a little bit here with this 30.4-point deficit.
Throw, curl underneath, caught, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 6. Carson again on the completion. And again, they go no huddle, like you said, Eric. Trying to salvage a little bit of dignity. It's Carson. Oh, what a nice throw as he gets knocked out of bounds. There's 84 there, gain of 26. It's Gilden. His 3rd catch of the ball game, 2nd in the drive.
Best throw of the evening by Carson. I mean, he just hung in that pocket there as long as he possibly could to allow Glidden to get open along that far sideline and just threw an absolute dime towards that far sideline where only his man could catch it.
Line up just short of 20. Play action to Houston. We got a flag down, so hold everything. Throw is knocked away, but let's check the laundry. Ooh, and that's going to go against the Devils as we get offensive holding on the right tackle, Owens there. Backs him up 1st and 20. Carson back to throw. Fires and it's picked off. Running back the other way. Nobody in front of him. He's going to have reservations for 6 points. And LA has a 70-yard pick 6 to add to their point total as Waller brings it back.
And we've seen this numerous times tonight, Colin. These DBs are absolutely fearless for LA. They've been jumping routes all night long, and sure enough, jumped one in man coverage, able to get the pick, and it was smooth sailing for the rest of the way to the end zone.
Throw intended for Battle, but instead ended up in the arms of Waller. I want to thank so many of you for your support in chat. Eric, we get a Rick meter setting. He's saying he's loving the call. Thank you so much, sir.
Always love to get the Rick meter sighting there. I'm honored to take the spot of your dad that he usually occupies. You know, I had some pretty big shoes to fill. I hope I made him proud. I hope I made you proud.
You're doing a great job, buddy. It's always fun to have you in the booth, and I'm glad we could get together on this one.
I'm fairly convinced that the Rick meter would say that the momentum is breaking the glass in favor of LA at this point.
Yes, that does sound on brand for the Rick meter. I think it's been firmly in Los Angeles' quarter since the 24-point second quarter really put things out of reach.
I'm honestly glad that we haven't used the Rick meter tonight, because I think this game would have broken it, and I value the Rick meter.
Oh yeah, it probably definitely would have. Because the return goes up to the 26 there for Vegas. And Carson, you know, the numbers aren't necessarily the greatest. Remember, he started 1 of 7. He's now 12 of 31. As he's back to throw. Little curl route, catch made. That is Flowers. It'll be a pick of 5, 2nd and 5. Oh, and it being said here, the Rick meter packed up and left at half.
Wise decision. Wise decision.
Carson back to throw. Another curl route. The Flowers. Ooh! Unable to hold on to it as the DBs continue to play aggressive here in the fourth quarter.
I mean, LA's just having fun out there on defense. Like, they're just playing backyard football at this point.
Yeah, it's like they're playing against their little brother as the throw's batted down there. Incomplete. It's just unfortunately been one of those evenings at the office for the Devils there.
I mean, that's a prime example right there. The defensive tackle gets free, does a little Euro step, and gets a big ball up there to bat the football away. I mean, what more can you say about the Aztecs tonight? They've just played exceptional football from start to finish.
As LA will take over on the Vegas 24. And you know, week 1 it was the Fowler show, and week 2 it's been the Marco Swift show.
Just goes to show how stacked this team is. I mean, you've got playmakers all over the place. I mean, Marco Swift is an exceptional quarterback. Isaiah Fowler is an electric running back. You've got 2 star receivers in Turner and Morales Woods. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Under 4 minutes. Here's to get the Fowler again. He stopped. It's going to be under 4 minutes. Ooh, an intriguing offer in the chat by Commissioner himself. For anybody out there. It's Fowler up the middle again. He gets stopped at the 31. On third down, it's 4th and 3 now. We're in a primetime matchup tomorrow night, 8:30. Denver at Salt Lake should be a good one. Nate Hall and the Avengers taking on Salt Lake, one of the toughest environments in the league. It should be a good one.
Yeah, that should be a really good matchup. I mean, Nate Hall, I like him at quarterback. That Salt Lake City team, I mean, man, that's another tough one. to really go up against. I mean, their defense was great. Their offense was electric. And Colin, I think that there were no jumps at the offer there from Cam in the chat, because it's a very heavy Aztec crowd right now.
Indeed. But, you know, I think LA is definitely one to watch. As Carson over the middle, overshot everybody. Had a guy open, but ultimately the ball hit the turf. Second and 10. Two receivers at the top of your picture. Going to be Carson again. Stepping, throwing. Incomplete. It's just been a lot of those types of throws, Eric.
Yeah, it's it's been tough tonight for sure. I mean, that kind of sums up the evening. You've got two receivers in the area, and you thread the needle between the two of them, not able to find either one.
Third and 10, throw over the middle. Flowers on the reception. Holds it in for the first down. That's his fifth grab. And LA will go to the no huddle here, trying to get more plays in before the 2-minute warning. Oh! Waller almost had another one. He already had one pick six. He took 70 yards the other way. Almost had number 2.
There's something fun about playing loose, Colin, and that's exactly what the Aztecs are doing, up 41.
Indeed, that is the case. Carson. Oh, they look. Parker brings him down, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold everything. Oh, we got a face mask. She did everything right, but she ended up bringing him down by the face. And that'll give Vegas the first down. Oh, no.
Poor Michaela. Just got a little bit too juiced on that one. She saw her first sack there, ready to go. And, man, just got the hand up in the face mask.
Here's Carson. Throws over the middle. Catch made. That is White, the tight end. And almost like he'd be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Another big throw. We get up to the no huddle. 2-minute warning. You're watching the UFL here on the Virtual Football Network. Colin Northrup, Eric Vincent here in the broadcast booth. Cameron Irvine. AI expert standing by. Play action over the middle. Flowers on the reception. Knocked down close to the 15. They'll mark him down at the 17. That's a passionate guy if there ever was one. 204 yards now for Vegas as they continue to no huddle approach. Play action to Houston. Carson runs out of time and down he goes. Parker gets her second sack this time and she can keep it.
And this time, Michaela knew exactly what to do, just kept on fighting, made sure to just wrap up the body, don't go anywhere near the head.
And Carson backs the throw, has to dump it underneath to Houston, the running back. And he crosses over to 20. They'll mark him down at the 21, actually. That'll be a 3rd and 14. His first catch. It's good for a gain of 6. Now under a minute to go. Play action. Only 3 rushers for LA. Carson to the end zone. It's intercepted. Oh no! He went for the whole shooting match. And Morales Woods ultimately grabbed it in the end zone, and the ball will come out to the 20.
Yeah, Miguel Morales Woods, great interception there, leaping up in the air, high pointing the football, falling backwards, and making the grab. Ethan Flowers, so dejected, didn't even touch him down, but eventually he took a knee anyway. But that is going to bring us to our first shutout this season. And man, I think we saw things kind of trending in LA's way, but man, did the Aztecs come out and just set this building on fire.
Miguel Morales Woods. So, yep. Miles Morales-Woods and Miguel Morales-Woods. The true M&M boys. As Fowler will give there. And want to throw it to Cameron Irvine real quick. Vegas doesn't seem interested in using any of their timeouts.
Yeah, they are down by more than 3 scores, so they won't use timeouts. But because they're not using timeouts, LA will not be taking knees because Vegas still has 3 timeouts. So that's a classic case of 2 different codes not talking to each other, but doesn't matter now. Game is over, and LA gets the shutout.
41-0 our final score. Eric Vincent, lots of players you could choose from. David Waller had a 70-yard pick six, also had a couple tackles to his name, but plenty of guys to shut out, including that guy right there, Marco Swift.
Yeah, I mean, it really was just a team victory. There really isn't too many guys that you can point out individually speaking and say that they were the reason above and beyond that the Aztecs won this game. I mean, from top to bottom, it was just pure domination. And they just took it to Vegas. And, you know, it's just one
5
game.
turnovers by LA.
Yep. I mean, Vegas will be around. They'll be back. It's just one game. But, man, this one's going to hurt for a minute. Take 24 hours, come back, get back to work.
It'll be interesting to see what sort of adjustments the camp makes out there in the desert. It's been real fun, my friend. Looking forward to calling more of these down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said it before. It's an honor to take the spot of your dad here on one of these broadcasts with you. It's been an absolute pleasure to call this one. You know, I wish we had a little bit of a better ball game, but, you know, plenty of UFL action to come, and I'm sure this won't be the last time.
Indeed. Plenty of action ahead. Tomorrow night, of course, the headliner at 8:30 will be Salt Lake City going home to take on the Denver Avengers. And the undefeated Cincinnati team will take on Milwaukee, who had a very exciting week 1 win over Chicago. And the game night block with, of course, the incomparable Cameron Irvine. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.